Success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. Let's get real for a second. Life isn't always smooth sailing. There are days when it feels like you're giving it your all, putting in the work, putting in the time, and yet everything seems to be working against you. Maybe you're exhausted. Maybe you're broke. Maybe you feel like you've been grinding for what feels like forever, with no rewards in sight. But here's the thing, most people don't tell you. This is exactly where success is born. It's in those tough moments, the ones when you feel like quitting, when you feel worn down and at your breaking point. Those are the moments that will shape your future. They're not signs that you should give up. They're signs that you're on the right path, and you just need to keep pushing. In this video, I'm going to show you how to keep going when everything feels like a struggle. You don't have to have it all figured out, and you don't have to be perfect. What matters is that you refuse to quit. Every single small step forward, no matter how tiny, adds up. And before you know it, those little steps will have brought you farther than you ever imagined. If you've ever felt like giving up, if you've ever been so tired you didn't know if you could take another step, then you're in the right place. I'm about to show you how your struggles, your fatigue, your doubts, they're all preparing you for the big wins ahead. Success isn't easy, but if you stay committed and never give up, it's coming your way. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes I'm going to share the truth about how to turn your hardest moments into the foundation for everything you've dreamed of. Let's get started. Number 1. Greatness is built in isolation. Use it to your advantage. You know, we often look around and wonder why we're not where we want to be in life. We see others getting ahead, and sometimes we feel left behind. But here's something you need to understand. Greatness is often built in isolation, and that might sound a little strange at first, but if you stick with me, you'll see exactly what I mean. It's easy to get distracted. We live in a world that's constantly trying to grab our attention. There are a million things pulling at us every single day. Social media, news, even just life itself can get in the way. But here's the hard truth. None of those things are going to get you closer to your goals. If you want to accomplish something great, you're going to have to spend time alone, working on yourself, working on your craft, and building the foundation for your future success. And I get it, it's not always comfortable. Being alone, putting in the hours without anyone cheering you on, can be tough. But here's the thing, greatness doesn't need an audience. You don't need people to watch you, to praise you, or to recognize you. What you need is focus, discipline, and the willingness to put in the work, day after day, even when it feels like no one is looking. Isolation is where the real work happens. It's where you can truly focus on what matters. When you're alone, there's no one else to distract you, no one else to tell you what you should be doing, or how you should be doing it. It's just you and your goals. You get to decide what matters, and you get to make the effort to get there. I know it sounds like it's going to be hard. It is. The work won't always be easy. But the thing is, isolation isn't about being lonely. It's about being intentional with your time. It's about choosing to focus on what's important, even when the rest of the world is moving fast around you. You might feel like you're missing out at first, but I can tell you this, the sacrifice you make now will pay off in ways you can't even imagine. And this doesn't mean you have to be alone forever. You don't have to shut everyone out of your life. But when you're building something meaningful, you'll have to spend time alone, putting in the work that others aren't willing to do. It's in those quiet moments, when no one's watching, that the big things happen. It's in those hours spent working, even when you're tired, that you lay the groundwork for the success that will come later. Think about it. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by following the crowd. They didn't get there by doing what everyone else was doing. They got there by putting in the time when no one else would. They got there by making sacrifices that others weren't willing to make. And the same goes for you. If you want something great, you have to be willing to go the extra mile when others aren't. You might find yourself asking, but why should I keep going when it feels like no one notices? Why should I keep working when it seems like nothing's changing? And here's the truth. Success isn't built overnight. It's built slowly, piece by piece, and that takes time. The quiet work you do today will pay off in the future, even if you don't see the results right away. So don't give up just because things aren't happening as fast as you'd like. Isolation gives you the space to think, to grow, and to develop your skills. It allows you to focus on what you really want and to block out the noise. It gives you the room to make mistakes and learn from them without anyone else's judgment. And that's how you grow. That's how you build your strength. By facing your challenges head on, by working when it's hard, by pushing through when everything else in your life is pulling you in different directions. When you're alone, you get to decide who you want to be. You get to decide what kind of person you want to become. And that's a powerful thing. You don't need anyone else's permission to be great. You don't need anyone else's approval to work hard. It's up to you. It's up to you to put in the time and the effort, and to keep going even when no one else is watching. Because let me tell you, your future self will thank you for the hard work you put in today. And yes, there will be times when you feel like giving up. There will be times when you feel tired, when you feel alone, when you wonder if it's all worth it. But I promise you, those are the moments that will shape your future. Those are the moments when you're building the strength you need to succeed. It's easy to quit when things get tough, but the ones who make it to the top are the ones who refuse to quit, even when it feels like everything is against them. So take this time in isolation and use it to your advantage. Make the most of these moments. Every hour you spend working alone, every moment you spend focusing on your goals is an investment in your future. And over time, you'll look back and realize that the time you spent alone wasn't wasted. It was the time that made all the difference. Greatness is not built in the spotlight. It's built in the quiet, in the solitude, in the moments when no one is watching. So embrace this time, use it, work hard, keep pushing. And when the results start to show, when the world starts to recognize what you've been working for, you'll realize that this time, this isolation, was the very thing that made you who you are. Number 2, your bank account doesn't define your potential. Too many people let money, or the lack of it, decide what they can or cannot do in life. They look at their bank account and think, well, I guess this is all I'm worth. But that's not how it works. Money is just a tool. It's not a measure of your intelligence. It's not a measure of your ability. And it sure isn't a measure of your potential. You might be broke today. Maybe your wallet is empty. Maybe you're struggling to make ends meet. But that doesn't mean you always will be. That doesn't mean you have to accept that as your future. What's in your bank account right now is just a reflection of where you are today. It says nothing about where you can go. The real question is, what are you going to do about it? Too many people get stuck thinking that money is the key to success, that if they just had more, everything would change. But success doesn't start with money. It starts with mindset. It starts with skills. It starts with discipline, hard work, and the willingness to keep going when things are tough. Some of the most successful people in the world started with nothing, less than nothing. But they didn't let that stop them. They focused on building themselves, not just their bank accounts. If you don't have much right now, that's okay. But don't just sit there wishing things were different. Do something about it. Learn. Improve. Find ways to bring more value to the world, because money follows value. If you become valuable, if you develop skills, if you gain knowledge, if you work hard, money will come. But it starts with you. Maybe you're struggling to pay the bills. Maybe you feel like you're stuck in a cycle that you can't break out of. But let me tell you something. There is always a way forward. It might not be easy. It might take longer than you'd like. But if you keep pushing, if you keep learning, if you keep finding ways to grow, your situation will change. Money has a way of coming and going. Some days you'll have it, some days you won't. But who you are, that's what really matters. That's what determines whether you stay stuck or whether you rise above your circumstances. You've got to stop letting numbers on a bank statement control your thinking. You've got to stop believing that your current situation is your permanent reality, because it's not. If you want things to change, start small. Start where you are. What can you do today to improve? What skill can you learn? What extra effort can you put in? Every little step counts. Every little improvement adds up. And before you know it, you'll look back and realize that your life is completely different. You don't need a huge bank account to start making progress. You don't need a perfect financial situation to begin working on your future. All you need is the decision to start, to stop making excuses, to stop waiting for things to get easier, because they won't. If you want success, you have to go after it. You have to do the work, even when it's hard. There's a reason some people stay stuck and others rise. It's not about luck. It's not about who got the better start. It's about who was willing to keep going, who was willing to keep learning, who refused to let their circumstances define them. Your potential is unlimited, but most people never tap into it because they're too focused on what they don't have. They're too busy complaining about their situation instead of working to change it. Don't let that be you. Don't let your current bank balance trick you into thinking that's all you're worth. Because your worth isn't in money. Your worth is in your effort, your growth, your willingness to keep going when others quit. Success doesn't come to those who wait for the perfect conditions. It comes to those who take action, who push forward, who refuse to let their current reality limit their future. It's time to stop seeing money as a barrier and start seeing yourself as the solution. It's time to stop waiting for things to change and start changing them yourself, because no one is coming to do it for you. Where you are today does not determine where you can be tomorrow. If you're struggling, don't just accept it. Fight for something better. Learn, grow, push yourself beyond your limits, because in the end, it's not your bank account that will decide your future. It's you. Number 3. Exhaustion is proof that you're in the arena. There are days when you feel like you've got nothing left. When you wake up tired, you push through the day tired, and you go to bed feeling drained, wondering if it's even worth it. The exhaustion feels heavy, like it's weighing you down. But let me tell you something. Feeling tired isn't a sign that you should stop. It's proof that you're in the fight. It's proof that you're moving, that you're working, that you're pushing forward. Too many people think exhaustion is a reason to quit. They say, "I'm too tired, I don't have the energy." But the truth is, that feeling of exhaustion is a sign that you're doing something, that you're in the arena, that you're out there giving it everything you've got. Do you know who doesn't feel tired? The people who are sitting on the sidelines, watching. The people who aren't pushing themselves, who aren't chasing a goal. If you're exhausted, it means you're in motion, and that's a good thing. Now let's be clear. There's a difference between exhaustion from working towards something and exhaustion from doing nothing. Some people are tired because they waste their days scrolling, complaining, waiting for life to change. That kind of exhaustion leads nowhere. But if you're tired because you've been working, because you've been building, because you're putting in the effort to change your life, that's the kind of exhaustion that matters. That's the kind of exhaustion that leads to something greater. Think about the people who have accomplished something meaningful. Do you think they got there feeling well rested every step of the way? No. They had nights when they barely slept. They had mornings when they wanted to stay in bed. They had moments when they doubted whether they could keep going. But they did. They pushed through. Because they knew that success doesn't come to those who wait until they feel good. It comes to those who keep going, even when they're tired. You've got to remind yourself why you started. When you feel drained, when you feel like you can't do one more thing, stop and ask yourself, why am I doing this? What am I fighting for? If your goal matters to you, then you don't stop just because you're tired. You rest when you need to, but you don't quit. You remind yourself that exhaustion is part of the process. That the days when you feel like you have nothing left are the days when you're proving to yourself how strong you really are. Nobody said the journey would be easy. Nobody promised that success would come without effort. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But most people won't. Most people will stop when it gets hard. They'll tell themselves they're too tired, that it's too much. And that's exactly why most people never reach their full potential. Because they quit when things get uncomfortable. You have to be different. You have to be the kind of person who keeps going, who understands that exhaustion is just a sign that you're on the right track. The ones who succeed, the ones who make something of their lives, they feel just as tired as you do. But they don't let it stop them. They push through, they show up, they do the work, whether they feel like it or not. So if you're exhausted right now, take a moment and be proud of yourself. Because that means you're in the fight. That means you're not sitting back, waiting for life to hand you something. It means you're working, you're growing, you're becoming stronger. Keep going. Rest if you must, but don't stop. Because the only way you fail is if you quit. And if you refuse to quit, then success is only a matter of time. Number 4. No one is coming to save you. Own your fight. There comes a moment in life when you have to face the truth. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to do the work for you. No one is going to hand you success. If you want a better life, if you want to change your circumstances, if you want to break free from where you are now, then you have to take full responsibility. You have to own your fight. Too many people sit around waiting for someone to give them an opportunity, waiting for their situation to improve, waiting for a lucky break. But life doesn't work that way. The longer you wait for someone to come along and rescue you, the longer you stay stuck. Because the truth is, no one can want it for you more than you want it for yourself. No one is going to come into your life and suddenly make everything right. The day your life changes is the day you decide to take control. The day you stop making excuses. The day you stop blaming your past, your parents, the government, the economy, or anyone else for where you are. Because as long as you believe that someone else is responsible for your situation, you'll always be powerless to change it. But the moment you say, "This is my life, and I am in charge of what happens next," that's when everything shifts. Now let's be honest. Taking responsibility is not easy. It's much easier to blame. It's much easier to complain. But blaming and complaining don't change anything. They just keep you stuck. Taking responsibility means admitting that if you're not where you want to be, it's on you. It means looking at yourself in the mirror and asking, what am I going to do about it? Maybe you've had a tough life. Maybe you weren't given the same opportunities as others. Maybe things have been unfair. But here's the truth. Life doesn't care about fair. Life doesn't care about your excuses. Life rewards action. It rewards the person who gets up every day and fights for what they want. No matter how hard it is, you have to stop waiting. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for someone to come along and believe in you. Believe in yourself. Act now. Because if you don't take control, years will pass, and you'll still be in the same place, wondering why nothing ever changed. You have to develop the mindset that no one is coming to help you. That might sound harsh, but it's actually empowering. Because once you understand that no one is coming to save you, you stop looking outside yourself for the solution. You realize that everything you need is already within you. You don't need permission. You don't need someone else to tell you it's possible. You just need to decide. Decide that you're going to fight for your dreams. Decide that no matter how tired you are, no matter how much you struggle, you will not stop. Because the ones who make it, the ones who succeed, they are not the ones who had it easy. They are the ones who refuse to quit. Life is going to test you. It's going to throw challenges at you. It's going to make you question whether you're strong enough. But this is your fight. Own it. Get up every day and do what needs to be done. Stop waiting for a miracle. Become the miracle. Because the moment you take full responsibility for your life, that's the moment you take back your power. And when you take back your power, nothing can stop you. Number 5. The hardest moments are preparing you for the biggest wins. There are moments in life that test you, moments that make you question everything. Your strength, your dreams, your ability to keep going. The days when nothing seems to work, when the weight of your struggles feels unbearable, when you feel like you've given everything, but life keeps pushing back. But listen carefully. These moments are not here to break you. They are here to build you. The hardest moments in your life are preparing you for the biggest wins. Most people don't see it that way. When they struggle, they complain. They ask, why me? They see hardship as a reason to stop. But the truth is, every person who has ever achieved something great has gone through those same painful moments. They just understood something that most people don't. Your struggles are shaping you into the person you need to become. Think about the strongest people you know, the ones who inspire you, the ones who seem unshakable. Do you think they got that strength from having an easy life? No. They got it from facing challenge after challenge, from being knocked down and standing back up, from walking through fire and refusing to let it burn them down. Strength isn't built in comfort. Strength is built in difficulty. It's easy to stay motivated when everything is going well. But the real test comes when things fall apart, when nothing goes as planned, when you feel like giving up. That's when you find out who you really are. That's when you find out how bad you really want it. Most people break when it gets hard. But the ones who make it, they push through. They remind themselves that struggle is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. When you're in the middle of hard times, it's difficult to see the purpose behind it. But if you keep going, one day you'll look back and realize that every challenge, every failure, every painful moment was necessary. It was preparing you for something greater. It was making you stronger, wiser, and more capable. Think about it. If success came easy, would it even be worth it? If you got everything you ever wanted without any struggle, would you appreciate it? No. The value of success comes from the journey. from knowing what it took to get there, from remembering the nights you wanted to quit but didn't. That's what makes winning feel so good, because you know you earned it. Right now you might be in one of those hard moments. You might feel tired. You might feel like nothing is working. But don't let this moment define you. Let it strengthen you. Let it teach you. Keep going, because if you refuse to quit, something incredible is waiting for you on the other side. The road to success isn't supposed to be easy. It's supposed to challenge you. It's supposed to make you question yourself. Because that's how you grow. That's how you transform into the person capable of handling success. So when life knocks you down, don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Ask, "What is this teaching me? What lesson can you take from this? What strength can you build from this?" Because one day you'll look back and realize that the hardest moments were the ones that built you into the person you were always meant to be. And when you win, when you achieve that goal, you'll know it wasn't luck. It wasn't an accident. It was because you kept going when others quit. And that will make the victory even sweeter. Number 6. The world rewards those who refuse to quit. The world does not reward hesitation. It does not reward people who only try when things are easy or when they feel motivated. It rewards those who refuse to quit. The people who keep pushing forward, even when they're tired, even when they failed, even when nothing seems to be working. That's the truth most people don't want to hear. They want success to be convenient. They want the world to give them something for half the effort. But that's not how it works. Think about it. Look around at the most successful people in the world. The business leaders, the athletes, the artists, the innovators. Do you think they got to where they are because they had it easy? No. They kept going when most people would have quit. They faced the same struggles, the same doubts, the same setbacks, but they made a decision. Quitting was not an option. Most people don't make it because they quit too soon. They get excited in the beginning. They start a new goal, a new business, a new challenge, and they feel unstoppable. But the moment it gets hard, the moment progress slows down, they start looking for an exit. They say, "Maybe this isn't for me." They tell themselves, "Maybe I should try something else." And they quit. Not because they weren't capable, but because they didn't have the patience to keep going. If you stop too soon, you will never know how close you were. Most people don't realize that the hardest moments usually come right before the breakthrough. The biggest struggles, the ones that make you question everything, are often the last obstacles before success. But if you quit in that moment, you'll never know. You'll never get to see what could have been. This is why persistence is the real difference maker. Not talent, not luck. Persistence. The ability to keep going even when you don't feel like it. The ability to show up every day, even when no one is watching, even when you don't see immediate results. Success is not about having perfect conditions. It's not about waiting for the right time. The right time will never come. There will always be obstacles, always be distractions, always be reasons to wait. But the people who win are the ones who start anyway, who keep going even when it's inconvenient, even when it's exhausting. You have to ask yourself, are you willing to do what most people won't? Because most people want success, but they don't want the struggle that comes with it. They want the rewards, but they don't want the process. And that's why most people never get there. Because they back out when it gets uncomfortable. You cannot back out. You cannot let the hard days break you. Because the truth is, every single struggle is preparing you for what's coming. The challenges you face today are making you stronger, making you smarter, making you more resilient. So when success finally comes, you will be ready for it. This is why the world rewards those who refuse to quit. Because they prove they can handle it. They prove they won't break under pressure. They prove they are worth the reward. If you're struggling right now, if you feel tired, if you feel like giving up, this is your test. This is the moment that will decide your future. You can stop now and join the people who never finished, who spend their lives wondering what could have been. Or you can keep going, even if it's slow, even if it's painful. Because if you refuse to quit, you will be rewarded. Maybe not today, maybe not next week, but eventually, the world may not make it easy for you, but it will reward you if you refuse to give up. So make your decision today. Keep going. Stay in the fight, because those who refuse to quit are the ones who win in the end. Number 7. Your pain will become the fuel for your comeback. Pain is not the enemy. Pain is not the thing that will break you. Pain is the thing that will build you, shape you, and turn you into the person who can handle success. But most people don't see it that way. Most people run from pain. They complain about it. They let it weaken them, and they use it as an excuse to stop. But if you learn how to use it, if you learn how to take that pain and turn it into fuel, it will become the very thing that pushes you to the next level. Think about the greatest success stories you know. The people who went from nothing to something. The ones who had everything stacked against them, yet somehow found a way to win. Do you think their journey was smooth? Do you think they got there without struggle? No. They went through pain. They faced rejection. They lost. They failed. They had moments when they wanted to give up. But instead of letting that pain defeat them, they used it. Pain has two paths. You can let it break you, or you can let it build you. You can let it make you bitter, or you can let it make you better. The difference is how you respond. If you take the pain, the failures, the disappointments, and let them fuel you, let them push you harder, make you work smarter, give you a deeper hunger, you will come back stronger than ever. You have to decide what kind of person you want to be, because pain is a part of life. Pain is unavoidable. No one gets through this world without struggles. But the people who rise to the top, the people who succeed in a way most never do, are the ones who make a decision. They will not let the pain define them. They will use it to drive them. When you get knocked down, what do? Do you sit there and complain? Do you tell yourself it's unfair? Or do you get back up, learn the lesson, and go at it again with even more fire? That's the test. That's the moment that separates the ones who make it from the ones who don't. Every setback, every failure, every painful moment is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to grow, to adjust, to come back stronger. If you've ever faced rejection, if you've ever lost something you cared about, if you've ever struggled to get back on your feet, you have a choice. Let it keep you down, or use it as fuel. You may be tired. You may feel like you've given everything you've got. But understand this. Pain is not a sign that you should stop. It's a sign that you're in the fight. It's proof that you're pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone. If everything were easy, you wouldn't grow. You wouldn't become the person you need to be to handle success. Look at every person who has ever achieved something great. They have all been through pain. The difference is, they didn't let it stop them. They didn't use it as an excuse to quit. They let it push them. They let it sharpen them. And that's exactly what you must do. So if you're in pain right now, if you're going through something that feels impossible, take a deep breath and remind yourself, you are being tested. This moment is shaping you. This moment is building you into the person who can handle the success that's coming. Use the pain. Let it push you. Let it be the fire that keeps you going when everything in you wants to stop. Because the pain you feel today will become the fuel for your greatest comeback. And when that comeback happens, when you finally break through, you'll look back and realize it was the struggle that made you strong. It was the pain that built you. And it was the decision to keep going that made all the difference. Number 8, one step forward. No matter how small, is progress. Progress doesn't always come in big leaps. It doesn't always happen overnight. Sometimes progress is slow. Sometimes it's just one small step at a time. And that's where most people make a mistake. They look at where they are, they look at how far they still have to go, and they feel stuck. They get discouraged because they think they're not moving fast enough. But here's the truth. One small step forward is still progress. Most people want success to happen quickly. They want to go from struggling to winning in a short amount of time. They want to see results instantly. And when they don't, they feel like they're failing. But success doesn't work like that. Success is built slowly. It's built step by step, little by little. It's not about giant leaps. It's about showing up every day and making even the smallest bit of progress. Think about it like climbing a mountain. You don't reach the top in one big jump. You take one step, then another, then another. Some days you move fast, some days you move slow. But as long as you keep moving, you're getting closer. The only way you fail is if you stop. A lot of people get caught up in thinking they have to do something big every day, that if they can't make huge progress, it's not worth it. But that's not true. Even the smallest actions add up over time. Even the tiniest efforts move you forward. Let's say you're trying to get in shape. You don't need to work out for 3 hours every day. If you just do a little each day, walk for 20 minutes, do a few push-ups, make one healthy choice, you are moving in the right direction. And if you keep doing that every day, you will see results. It might not happen overnight, but over time, those small steps will lead to big changes. Or maybe you're working on building a business. You don't need to have everything figured out at once. Just start with one thing. Make one call. Learn one new skill. Take one step toward your goal. And if you do that consistently, over time, you will get there. The problem is, most people get frustrated when they don't see fast results. They think, I've been working for weeks, and I don't see much progress. So they stop. But what they don't realize is that progress is often invisible at first. The real change is happening beneath the surface. And if they had just kept going, if they had just taken a few more steps, they would have started to see everything come together. You cannot let slow progress discourage you. You cannot let the size of your goal make you feel overwhelmed. Just focus on today. Just focus on the next step in front of you. Because as long as you keep moving forward, even in the smallest way, you are winning. Some of the greatest success stories started with nothing more than a tiny effort. A person who had no money, no connections, no experience, but they took the first step. They did what they could with what they had. And because they kept going, because they never stopped, they built something incredible. That's what you have to do. Stop worrying about how long it will take. Stop comparing your progress to someone else's. Just focus on taking one step today. And then tomorrow, take another and another. One step forward, no matter how small, is still progress. And if you commit to moving forward every day, no matter what, you will be amazed at how far you can go. So don't stop. Don't let slow progress discourage you. Keep moving, keep pushing, keep taking those steps. Because success is not about how fast you go. It's about never stopping. Number 9. Your dreams don't care how tired you are. Keep going. You've had days where you wake up and feel completely drained. You've worked hard the day before, put in hours, gave it everything you had, and now your body feels like it's on empty. You want to pull the covers over your head and ignore the world. You think to yourself, I'll take a break today. Maybe tomorrow I'll give it my all. But here's the reality. Your dreams don't care how tired you are. They don't care if you're feeling discouraged. They don't care if you're exhausted from the long hours you've been putting in. Your dreams are waiting for you to show up, tired or not. Your dreams won't wait until you're fully rested or feeling motivated. They don't have time for you to take a break and wait for the perfect moment. They're only concerned with one thing. Are you willing to show up, no matter how you feel? Are you willing to keep going, even when you're running on empty? It's easy to get caught up in this idea that success only happens when everything is perfect. We look at successful people and we imagine that they have it easy. We think they're always motivated, always energized, and always at their best. But the truth is, they get tired too. They get frustrated. They feel like quitting sometimes. The difference is, they don't give up when it gets tough. They keep going, exhausted, frustrated and all. Imagine this, you're climbing a steep hill. You've been at it for hours. Your legs are sore. You're out of breath. Every part of your body wants to stop. But there's a voice inside you telling you to take one more step, to keep pushing through. And even though you're tired, even though it feels like you can't go on, you keep moving. You don't stop. You don't give up. That's what success is really about. It's about showing up when you feel like you have nothing left to give. It's about taking that next step, even when every fiber in your body is telling you to stop. Your dreams are never going to check if you're fully rested or ready. They're only going to care if you keep going. There's a quote that says, "The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simply this: the ones who succeed keep going." It's true. So many people have the ability, the talent, the drive to succeed, but they give up too soon. They stop when they're tired. They quit when they don't see the results immediately. But the ones who push through the tiredness, the ones who refuse to quit, they're the ones who make it. I know you've been working hard. I know you've been pushing yourself to the limit, and I know it's tough. But here's something important to remember. Hard times, struggles, exhaustion, these are all part of the process. They're not signs that you should quit. They're signs that you're in the right place. They're signs that you're doing something worth doing. If everything was easy, if everything came to you without effort, where would the growth be? Where would the character be? You would never develop the strength you need to face even bigger challenges ahead. That's why exhaustion is a part of the journey. It's building the resilience you need to succeed. It's forging the strength inside of you that will carry you through the tough times to come. Think about athletes, entrepreneurs, and anyone who's achieved greatness. They didn't get to where they are by quitting when they were tired. They didn't stop just because things got tough. No, they pushed through. They showed up on the hard days. They did the work when no one was watching. And that's what made the difference. That's what gave them the success they have today. Your dreams are no different. They're going to challenge you. They're going to test your patience, your endurance, and your mental toughness. But if you keep going, even when you're tired, you will find yourself growing in ways you never thought possible. You will build the kind of resilience that turns setbacks into comebacks. You will discover the strength you never knew you had. There's no shame in feeling tired. There's no shame in feeling worn out. That's what happens when you're putting in the work. But there's no room for giving up. If you want your dreams to come true, you have to be willing to show up, even when you're running on empty. The key is to keep going. Even when you're not at your best, you don't need to feel 100% to keep moving forward. You don't need to be at the top of your game every single day. Some days you might just have enough energy to take one small step, and that's okay. That one step forward is progress. It's moving closer to where you want to be. It doesn't matter if you're tired. It doesn't matter if you're frustrated. The only thing that matters is whether or not you show up, whether or not you keep going. Because as long as you're moving, even at a slower pace, you're still heading in the right direction. When you're tired, that's when your character is being tested. That's when you find out what you're made of. Are you someone who quits at the first sign of difficulty? Or are you someone who presses on, even when things get tough? You have the ability to decide. And if you decide to keep going, if you decide to show up, no matter how tired you are, you will see results. It may not happen as quickly as you want. It may not happen as easily as you hoped. But as long as you keep going, as long as you refuse to quit, you will make progress. You will achieve your dreams. Remember, your dreams are counting on you to keep going. They're counting on you to show up, tired or not. They're counting on you to push through when things get hard. Your dreams are never going to check if you're ready. They'll only check if you keep moving. So don't stop. Don't let tiredness stop you. Don't let frustration make you quit. You've come too far to give up now. Keep going, even if it's one small step at a time, because every step, no matter how small, gets you closer to the life you want to create. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Your willingness to keep going, no matter how tired you are. Number 10. Success is built by those who never give up. Success isn't a gift that just falls into your lap. It isn't something that happens because of a single moment of inspiration, a sudden burst of energy, or a stroke of luck. Success is built through perseverance, determination, and a refusal to quit. It's something that's achieved by those who make up their minds that they will never give up. No matter how hard the road gets, no matter how many setbacks they face, and no matter how many times they stumble along the way. You see, the real key to success isn't being the smartest, the most talented, or even the most skilled. The key to success is simply this: the people who succeed are the ones who don't give up. Period. Think about it. How many people you know have great ideas, big dreams, and all the potential in the world, but they quit before they ever get the chance to achieve anything? You probably know a lot of people like this, and you might be thinking about yourself in those moments where you've almost given up, or where you've been tempted to stop. But let me remind you, success isn't about those who start strong, or those who have the most natural gifts. It's about those who refuse to quit. One of the hardest lessons you'll ever learn on this journey is that success isn't about making it through easily. If it was, everyone would be successful. But success isn't built on easy wins. It's built on the tough times, the moments when you feel like throwing in the towel. But instead, you keep going. Every time you pick yourself back up after a setback, every time you push forward, even when things get tough, you're laying another brick in the foundation of your success. Let me ask you, how many times have you felt like giving up? How many times have you faced obstacles that made you question your ability to succeed? Everyone goes through it, but the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. It's the ones who don't give up that get there. They get there because they understand that success is about showing up consistently. It's about doing the work even when it feels like the results aren't coming fast enough. It's about sticking with it long enough to see the breakthroughs happen. People who give up miss out on the rewards that only come after enduring through the tough times. And they're the ones who will never taste true success. When you give up, you quit right before the magic happens. The moment where everything shifts, where your effort starts to pay off, is just on the other side of that wall of exhaustion, doubt, and frustration. When you quit, you rob yourself of that moment. You rob yourself of the success that could have been yours. So no matter where you are on your journey, don't stop. Keep pushing forward. Keep doing the work, even when the progress seems slow. Keep moving forward when it feels like you're not getting anywhere. Remember, success isn't built by those who take the easy way out. It's built by those who keep going even when the going gets tough. Every successful person you admire, every leader you look up to, every person who's achieved their dreams, they've all been where you are right now. They've felt the same doubts, the same exhaustion, the same desire to quit. But the difference is they kept going. They refused to quit, and that's what made them successful. Now, I know that the road to success isn't always straightforward. It's not always easy, and it's not always clear. You're going to face setbacks. You're going to face failures. But you have to see those as stepping stones, not as signs to quit. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback is an opportunity to learn and grow. And every challenge is a chance to prove to yourself that you have what it takes to make it. And here's the thing, when you keep going, when you refuse to quit, you build resilience. You build mental toughness. You build the kind of character that doesn't break under pressure. It's the people who keep pushing forward, day after day, even when they don't see immediate results, who end up with the greatest rewards. It's the people who stick with it, even when everything seems to be falling apart, who find their breakthrough. The ones who don't give up are the ones who end up standing at the top of the mountain. So if you're feeling discouraged right now, if you're thinking about quitting, I want you to take a step back and remind yourself why you started this journey in the first place. Remind yourself of the dreams you're working toward. Remember the vision you have for your life, for your future. That vision is still possible, no matter how tough things may seem right now. But it's only going to happen if you keep going. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to have all the answers. What you need is persistence. What you need is the ability to get up when you fall. What you need is the strength to keep moving forward even when the road ahead looks impossible. The people who succeed are the ones who outlast the obstacles. They're the ones who keep going when it feels like no one is watching. They're the ones who put in the work, day in and day out, even when they're tired, even when it feels like the effort is never going to pay off, because they know that success doesn't come from quitting. Success comes from persistence. Success comes from those who never give up. So don't stop now. Don't give up just because things are tough. You've got what it takes to make it through. You've got the drive, the determination, and the strength to see this through to the end. Keep pushing forward. Keep doing the work. Keep showing up. And no matter how long it takes, no matter how many challenges you face, your success will be waiting for you at the end of the road. Success is built by those who never give up. And you, my friend, are one of those people. So go out there and make it happen. Keep going, keep pushing, and never ever give up. Because your success is waiting for you. If you're feeling tired, overwhelmed, or like you've been giving it your all with no results, I want you to remember this. You are exactly where you need to be. Those moments when you feel like you can't go on, those are the moments that build your strength, your character, and your future success. It's all a part of the journey. Keep going. Take it one step at a time, even if it's small. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to keep moving. Your dreams don't care how tired you are. They care about whether or not you're willing to push through. Success doesn't come easy, but the people who make it are the ones who refuse to quit, no matter how hard it gets. So keep putting in the work, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Trust me, those small efforts will add up to something big. Thanks for watching today's video. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Keep pushing forward. You've got this.